Welcome guys to the second part of this epic battle between NX leader Nelson Perez and PG leader Jose Raul. Let's continue. So we were leaving off. He made me switch into my Alakazam, and I switched out because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to KO his Dragonite. So I bring out my Pangea. I'm not exactly sure what his name is. I think we're Pardos. So I brought this guy as like a sacrifice, just to like switch out and save a turn. But he becomes paralyzed, and right about this point, I realized how much of a monster my Pangea is. Look what it does. Look at all that HP just going away. Now, I'm glad I took out that Wormadam because it was beginning to annoy me too. Unfortunately, my Pangea has to suffer. So he brings out his Scorching, and I switch out because I feel like it could outspeed me and it's going to use Will-O-Wisp. So I don't want to, take that risk. So I bring out Porygon NX. And I was right, he does use Will-O-Wisp. So that just saves me a turn. Of course I use Recover. Can't afford to lose my Porygon NX. So now he uses Curse, and I learned a new thing about Curse. Even when he switches out, I still get Afflicted, which I didn't know that was possible. I thought, the user of Curse would have to be in play for it to take some damage, but that wasn't the case. So I use Recover because now I'm screwed. I'm burnt and I'm cursed, so I'm trying everything possible to just, survive. Now, Jose uses Pain Split, which I should have seen that coming. It's Jose. He's a pro at this. So I underestimated, him at this point. So I'm taking damage from, Curse. And he switches out to Dragonite. So, unfortunately, my Porygon is gonna, have to. He's gonna have his final attack because this is where I lose him. Unfortunately, burnt and a curse, no chance. And there he goes. So then I bring out my Pangea again, and I'm faster than Dragonite. So of course, I'm hoping he stays, because my Pangea is just a monster. It is just one of those Pokemon you do not want to get hit by. So Raul does the smart thing, and he switches. And even at this point, I'm still surprised that my Pangea was able to kill his Breloom. Look at that. Wow, that is just pure dominance. Critical hit. Even with the critical hit, I'm still surprised. Unfortunately, my Pangea also has to suffer as it is a massive recoil hit. But he serves his purpose. He served his purpose. So now I take out Norma, and he takes out his Scorching. Now, like I said, my Machamp is Choice Scarf, so I hit him with a Stealth Rock, and I really think that I was really gonna, kill it. And it survives. It survives, and it's a critical hit, really. Now my Machamp has no guard, so it's good for Dynamic Punch, but if I don't kill the Pokemon, and my opponent has like Will-O-Wisp or a one-hit KO move, it's pretty much done. So he switches out, and I decide, why not? Hit it with a Stone Edge. What do I have to lose? And surprisingly, it does take, a great amount of damage, even though it's burnt. So I was like, I could keep doing this. while I'm burnt and he's recovering. So it pretty much sucks. So at this point, I did run out of Stone Edge, and I'm using Struggle, which sucks because Struggle is just you lose more HP than you hit with, which sucks. So Jose uses Substitute, which is scary. Anytime he uses Substitute, I'm scared because I don't know what his fourth move is. It could be Dragon Dance, and if it is, I'm done. So I go for another Struggle, which is basically just a suicide for my Machamp because it doesn't take any significant damage, and I die. So that was pretty useless. So then Jose uses Roost, and then I saw an opportunity. All hope wasn't lost for me. He restores, his HP. Leftovers, of course. All those leftovers. And so I bring out Alakazam. And I use Encore. So now, at this point, he has to switch out. Because if he doesn't, either he'll keep using Roost, and I'll just, keep hitting him with Psychic, or I'll bring out my Salamence and just sweep him, and game over. I did really forget that I thought he only had Dragonite and his Scorching, but then I remember he brought a Regigigas, which, like I said, I'm not a Smogon player. I'm a VGC, so when I see legendaries, I'm like, wow, really? But I accepted the challenge. So I hit him with a Psychic, which does a great significant amount of damage. And so at this point, I'm like, alright, I have Focus Blast. And I'm really crossing my fingers that this Focus Blast doesn't miss. And as you see, it didn't. So I was pretty happy. Regigigas didn't serve any purpose whatsoever. It was just there to look pretty. And it's over. Poor legendary. So now it's 2-on-2. So he brings out his Dragonite, and I want to hit him with a Psychic, thinking that it was going to do, some significant damage, which it doesn't. And my Alakazam is Life Orbed, if I didn't mention that before. So he hits me with a Thunder Wave. Now we've discovered Jose Raul's fourth move. It's not Dragon Dance, so I'm pretty safe. So now both of our Pokemon are paralyzed. And he withdraws. Now this was pretty risky from him. I think he was expecting or was hoping that my Alakazam would stay paralyzed so he could hit me with a Ghost type move. But unfortunately this was not the case for Jose Raul, so there goes his Scorching. So now it's 2-1. And this is where things get really intense. So I hit him with a Psychic, trying to take some damage. Hopefully, critical hit, something like that. And as I thought, doesn't kill it. So he goes for a Substitute. And this is where I think everything ends well. But then life just hated me. He goes for a Recover. And I'm paralyzed. And right at this moment, I thought it was over. I could not recover. Of course, he goes for a Dragon Tail. Switches me out. And I switch out to my last Pokemon, Calypso. I named it after Twisted Metal character Calypso, but like it was a girl. So, Calypso. So anyway, I thought it was over. And I hit him with a Dragon Claw, thinking, alright, the only chance of me winning was hitting him with a Dragon Claw, getting the Substitute to fade away, bringing out my Alakazam, and hitting him with a Psychic, and for it to be critical hit. That was the only chance. But then look, Jose gets paralyzed, and it's over. It is basically over. He is not coming back from this. So I hit him with a Dragon Claw, and that was basically how our battle ended. Jose Raul, why are you mad? Now, I don't want to get too cocky. It was a hard match. And my Calypso gets Moxie, just to tease him. Player defeated Raul. So yeah, that was our match. And I want to thank, Jose Raul, for being my first opponent and, giving me the chance to narrate this video. I want to thank everyone else who's watching this video. And sorry, like I said before, this is my first time narrating, so don't give me a break. I was a little nervous, as you can tell. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you want. And yeah, take care.